taken to murdering its own viewers, actually. It's doing this for political hit points against Joe Biden. Joe Biden, if he succeeds in getting the public vaccinated, if he succeeds in having the coronavirus to be something that is in our rearview mirror, then that would be disadvantageous to the Republican Party. And because it would be disadvantageous to the Republican Party, Fox News has taken an anti-vax position. It's utterly astonishing to basically see one of the political parties and the propaganda outlet of that political party take to attacking vaccines. It is utterly astonishing. The overwhelming majority of the people that are dropping dead, 99%, 94 to 99%, are for people who are not vaccinated. Meaning, the overwhelming majority of the people who are getting sick, the people who are dying, are basically among the group and the segment of the population that does not believe, does not want, does not accept, and is not getting the vaccine. Basically, Republicans. Basically, Republicans. Fox News is putting out a message that is killing their viewers. It is utterly and entirely astonishing. You don't believe me? Right here. How about
but the focus of this administration on vaccination is mind-boggling. Listen, in many cases, they've done a very good job getting the word out and getting the vaccine out. From Johnson & Johnson to Pfizer to Moderna, they're available if you want them. But that's not enough. Now you need to be berated by none other than Dr. Fauci because you're playing politics. That's the reason you may have not gotten it.
Yeah. A lot of people are playing politics with this, like you. Here's Tucker Carlson. Again, Tucker Carlson, these guys are making the argument that, hey, getting the vaccine may make the virus worse. Whoever this weirdo is, getting the vaccine may make the virus worse. What I would tell you is this. The more people that are unvaccinated, those are the people who have the highest propensity to get COVID, and those have been the people who have been getting COVID. The overwhelming majority of cases are among the people who are not vaccinated. Because those people are not vaccinated, and because those people have a higher propensity to get COVID, those people become petri dishes. What I mean by petri dishes is because they have a higher propensity to get COVID, they have a higher propensity of mutations. Those mutations, such as the Delta variant, that is basically running roughshod in America right now. 52% of the COVID cases in the United States are the Delta variant. Those mutations can get to a point where they exceed the vaccine. The Delta variant, in some cases, they're thinking it exceeds the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The vaccine may be effective against it, but not as effective. And so you basically have 48% of the population that are basically petri dishes for COVID-19, creating various variants that may at some point overcome the vaccination itself. You have Fox News that is basically arguing the opposite. The opposite. Listen to this guy.
The vaccines and the various questions surrounding them. Not only is there the question of the harms that they may do to individuals who get them, but there's also a question about what they will do to the epidemic itself. So there's a category. We desire when we make a vaccine that it be what we call perfect, which means that there are no breakthrough cases. In this case, we don't have perfect vaccines, and although the numbers are very good, they do indeed prevent most people from contracting COVID. Enough people who have the vaccines come down with what we call a breakthrough case, that they exert a kind of selection on the virus, and that selection can cause the epidemic to change by creating escape mutants or
mutations. He is arguing the opposite of reality. He is saying, hey, we don't know if the vaccines are okay. 600,000 Americans drop dead. They're dead. They're no longer here. Over 30 million people have been infected with COVID. And this is people who have long-term symptoms. These are people who are going to have medical bills, and this country does not have universal health care. And in many respects, those people were infected because of malfeasance from the government of the United States, headed by one Donald goddamn Trump, the person who was basically an acolyte, a listener to the same Tucker Carlson, the one that is sitting here with some crackpot that is arguing that the vaccination may make the virus worse. The cure may make the disease worse. Astonishing. They're arguing the opposite of reality to their audience. You even have this. Listen to this guy. This guy has a CPAC.
Younger people, clearly, they were hoping, the government was hoping, that they could sort of sucker 90% of the population into getting vaccinated, and it isn't happening, right? Younger people are well aware of what the risks really are, and they're well aware of the side effect profile.
Think about that. The Republican Party has taken as part of their dogma and ideology to be against the public getting vaccinated, to be for people dying and dropping dead. That is utterly astonishing. That was an applause line. Joe Biden hoped to sucker people into getting something to prevent them from getting COVID. Yes! Yes! He didn't do it. He didn't accomplish his objective in getting people vaccinated to prevent a virus that has kept people stuck in their houses for over a year. They're killing their audience. If 90% or 99% of the people who get infected by COVID are people who are unvaccinated, and if the majority of those people who get COVID or the people who are dying with COVID are also people who are unvaccinated, and you get Republican Party and Fox with an ideology of the world that is against vaccinations, then they are by definition killing their audience. And not just killing their audience, creating a situation of mutations for the rest of us. The political party has basically taken a tact that is going to murder their audience. It is utterly astonishing to see. Look at this right here. People, Republicans. Not one person in my family would ever touch the COVID-19 vaccine. That is the decision that we have made unabashedly as a family. Medical freedom is individual right, never should be infringed upon, and any person who thinks otherwise has no place in government. Candace Owens. Lease Power, Fox News host. The focus of this administration on vaccination is mind-boggling. I showed that one. Charlie Kirk just compared vaccination guidelines to apartheid. That's great. Fox News host warns that anyone under 30 should not get the vaccine, attack the left, and Fauci for being pro-vaccine. Right here, almost all new COVID-19 cases are among people who have not been vaccinated. Delta variant now accounts for more than half of the new COVID variant cases in the United States. Almost all of the new cases, 99.7%, are among people who have not been vaccinated. Let's keep going right here. The effort comes as cases rise in 26 states. Hospitalization rates are up in 17 states, 27% in Florida, almost exclusively among the unvaccinated. The far corners of Utah are hit hard too. We're seeing people that are extremely sick with it, said Greg Gardner, chief emergency medicine in Mountain West Hospital in Toledo, Utah, a lot sicker than what they were when the majority of the time in winter. Even cases, many of these cases are among kids. Right here. Earlier this month, Andy Slavitt, former advisor of the Biden administration, made the point that 98 to 99% of the Americans dying are unvaccinated. Right. Entirely preventable. And the number of people, I'm trying to find it, that are coming in are younger and are in their 20s and 30s. The wild part is, part of that is probably because many of the older people just got vaccinated because they were terrified that they were going to basically die. You get the Delta variant that is apparently more transmissible, and kids, at the very least in their 20s, have started to take the hit. It is amazing. It is amazing that they politicize vaccinations at a time where 600,000 human beings have dropped dead. And they've made this a mantra for their politics. And this is something that they put out in the airwaves to a population that is already dying from COVID. And again, at this point, this is not just people in their 60s and 70s and whatever. This is also people who are in their 20s and their 30s. And the doctors are making the point that they're seeing these people younger. To make this point that much more clear, yesterday there were 38,236 new COVID cases. There were 393 new deaths. Now that doesn't necessarily sound like much, because much was like the 5,000. Here's the catch. 48% of the total American public has been vaccinated. 56% have received one dose. As of this morning, 33 million, where is it? 111% increase from 2 weeks earlier. Meaning, even though the 300 and something dead doesn't necessarily sound like much, we're seeing 100% increase. And so the idea that we're seeing a spike, not just in the United States, but all around the world, especially with more transmissible variants. And Fox News, instead of staying mum on the vaccine if you don't need to say anything at all, if you don't want to say anything, but not just saying mum, not just saying, hey, we need to get these things because we want the people to be, healthy, safe, and alive. They take the opposite approach and have actually attacked the vaccinations. That's astonishing. That's astonishing. Fox News is murdering their viewers. There's no other way to say it. They are taking an action that is going to basically kill, murder, injure, hurt their constituents. And they're doing so entirely out of political reasons. Like, share, subscribe. They should be ashamed of themselves, and that's to put it mildly. Deplorable.